Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. And welcome back for day 83 of 100 Days of Halloween. I hope you are well and enjoyed your weekend. So, 100 Days of Halloween. What are we doing? Um, Real quick, my lovely yarny friend and sister Ranee over at the Woolly Llama Shop discussed with several of us on a live that she was wanting to do a special project for the 100 Days of Halloween, which was about to start. And her brilliant idea was to make a blanket for the 100 days, but not just any blanket. Seeing as how the countdown to Halloween, the 100 days of Halloween, her brilliant idea was to do a square day for each day of the 100 days and it have some type of either fall or Halloween theme motif, applique, colorway, something like that, and build a blanket by doing it one square at a time. I thought it was a brilliant idea. I wanted to join in. I was so excited because I'd been wanting to make a Halloween blanket for quite a while. Just lifey stuff always got in the way. And this was the perfect opportunity. And so I told her, I'm in, let's do this. And so I jumped on the bandwagon with her. Call us crazy, but yeah. And then we had two other Yarny sisters um, who decided they wanted to join in, but they couldn't commit to the blanket. We have Patricia over at the Yarny Cat Crochet, who has made several different things. She has made a crossbody bag. She has made a matching scarf. She has made an Ami, and no telling what she is up to right now. We know when she drops a video and it's surprise. And then we also have Nova over at Nova Gnome Creations. She is making squares. However, they are not for a blanket. Her thought process with a lot of lifey stuff and transitions going on was she wanted to make wearables for herself and some near and dear littles in her life. And she gives us a little update about once a week ish, depending. And we're not going to get to see the fruits of her labor until her 13 days of Halloween bash. So we are all greatly anticipating that. So back to Rainey, our in house shenanigator, ringleader, whatever you want to call her. So her wanting to do the 100 squares for 100 days, which has quickly transitioned for her due to no fault of her own. But I love how she's pivoted and what is going on with her blanket. And if you do not know any of these ladies or you do not subscribe to them, please go check them out. I know you will love their content. They are very creative and they are a lot of fun. And I just adore them and love them to pieces. But back to Rainey's squares. She had scoured the interwebs and compiled this big long list of all of these different fall and Halloween themed squares and appliques, and all of this correlated each one with a number in her computer. Decided she was going to draw them at random from the Jinx Jack o' Lantern of Joy. And it's Jinx's fault she has had to pivot with her blanket. Go check her out to find out all the deets on that one because I'm not going to give it away. I love the story of what's going on. And I don't know what it is, but it makes my heart happy to see what she's doing with her blanket. But I decided I was going to do mine a little different. Even though she is drawing every day and providing a free pattern or tutorial to spark your creativity, if you will, to be used in whatever type of project you want to use them in or on, what have you. I decided I was going to flow more on creativity. And I had a lot of appointments. I had made up a lot of blank squares. As soon as I found out we were doing this, they quickly, the pile got big. And what I decided I was going to do, besides figuring out from day to day what kind of applique or square I was going to do, I decided I was going to put all of the finished squares, blank squares, etc., in a cardboard box. Well, it started off as a shopping tote from Joann's. That didn't work out so well for drawing at random by yourself. It wanted to collapse. So we transitioned into the cardboard box, which we have nicknamed the Boo Box of Fate. And every day at random, I draw a square, and I have 24 hours or so to figure out what I'm going to do with it, whether I'm going to put something on it, leave it blank, etc. And you guys have been having a lot of fun either making guesses or suggestions in the description box as to what you think should or will go on my square. So, in a way, we're kind of doing, Ranee and I are doing a random thing, but hers is randomly picking things and squares, appliques, etc. I'm randomly picking squares. And as far as squares that need appliques, I'm either taking suggestions and guesses from you because I'm writing some down for inspiration. I'm taking inspiration from while I'm out about in the wild. I'm taking inspiration from some of the things that Rainey draws out of Jinx. I'm also taking inspiration from Nova and Patricia, as well as things I've seen, like when we are on vacation or on TV, etc. So we never know from day to day because we never know what color square we're going to have. So depending on the square depends on what we could possibly put on them, and it's making that much more fun. And words are a problem today. I have been on the go 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 since this morning. I was out of town, which is why you're getting this video late because I was gone almost all day. And then I came home. I had to cook dinner and get Brian fed before he's got to get ready for work. And I did manage to watch a couple videos while I was in the midst of all that. And now we can get to my video. So we've already done squares 1 through 80 and completed those. I'm doing mine in groups of 10. It's easier for me to keep track of that way. And every time I complete a group of 10, I'm doing a video short and uploading it as like a little recap of what squares we did in that group before they get fed into my blanket. And now we are working on 81 through 90. Cannot believe we are this close. Um, so let's do a little recap for the last 2 days and then see what we did. Whoa, I just got a little dizzy. Um, see what we did for the square for today, and then we'll draw another one for tomorrow. So, for day 81, we drew out this Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo Stripes in Brights. Um, a lot of you know, if you've been here for a while, I did used up a whole skein making squares except for what was left over from a smidgy bit. But we used that in some appliques and stuff too because they wouldn't finish up a whole entire square. And we are leaving some of these blank because A, I have some extra large appliques that will not fit on just one square. They're going to need two to find a home on. And I do want to use them because I did take the time to make them, even though they ended up too big, and put them in my square. So we're going to try and strategically place some of these to be able to do that. And then whatever ones don't get used, if I have some extra appliques, because I need to bring in that box and show you what I'm talking about because I talk about it every day. I have some extra appliques in there that are either finished or almost finished, or they're pieces and parts that just haven't found a home on a square yet. And by the end of it all, everything I think will be put on this blanket one way, shape, or form because, like I said, I did the work. I might as well use them somehow. So yes, we left this one blank just to be strategic. And once these get put into the blanket and we're able to add those extra large ones, we will talk about those because I won't like show them on a square we've drawn because I would actually have to place them on 2 squares, so that wouldn't work. They're just gonna be bonus appliques. Um, so then for the next day, which was yesterday, we drew out a black sparkly black square, solid black. And I was trying to figure out what to put on it. And I had started working on a boy scarecrow because we had already done a girl way back. I think it was like, if it wasn't the first group of 10, it was the second one. And we hadn't done a boy. And then I got a text from my uncle, and he wanted a scarecrow with a pumpkin head. So I quickly transitioned, did the head different, and was trying to put it all together, and it just was not looking right. And so I nixed the scarecrow, like the straw hair, etc., and it transitioned into a witchy little pumpkin, I guess. So I think he turned out kind of cute. So I decided I was not going to pitch the square. We will use him. I like him and his little mischievous little grin. I think he's smirking at me because he knew it didn't work out the way I had it in my head. So there we go. That was day 82. And then yesterday, right before we ended the video, we drew out this like slime green square for today. And I was trying to figure out what to put on it. And I kind of dug through my little cardboard box that sits next to my chair that, like I said, has some appliques in it, the ones that are too big, pieces and parts of one, some that I've started and haven't finished, etc. And there was one in there that it was the pieces and parts. I just hadn't used it on a square yet. And so I was like, I started putting it on the square, and I was like, it just looks too plain. And let's see what you guys said. All right. So day 80, yes, 82's video. So um Laura over at Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming said, what about a calico kitty? Hmm. Calico Kitty has not been on my radar because I'm always doing black cats, but I do love me a Calico Kitty. So we may have to make that a thing. At least one, right? I think that would be super cute if I can get it to work out and it doesn't look like Franken Kitty. So yeah. So Laura, I will try and do a Calico Kitty. Because it's a kitty, come on. Gotta Even though my blanket is full of black kitties, I still do love a calico kitty. So we will try and do that. And like I said, as long as it don't come out looking, well, Franken Kitty would kind of work too, because it is a Halloween themed blanket, right? And then Lisa Knits said, hi Missy, hi Lisa, I think a haunted house. We already did one, and that one was a huge undertaking because, like, most of the free ones I find, either I don't like them or they're way too big. And so I kind of had to wing it and do my own and free. I think that was pretty close to what got me started in all the freehanding. Um, so I figured that the one and done haunted house on there was quite enough because that was a lot of work. And Sam from Memphis Makes said, hi, Missy. Hi, Sam. The Witchy Pumpkin is cute. Thank you. How about a squirrel with an acorn? Good idea. So, you might be onto something. I guess we'll have to see. Let me read the rest of the comments. Patricia over at the Yarny Cat Crochet is laughing and called me an enabler. I don't know what she's talking about. I really have no idea. um, this is one enabler calling me an enabler. So, yeah, I love the scarecrow. Black haunted house shape is my guess. No, we already did one. Um, and I think she was the one who wanted me to do it back then. Um, so no, we're not doing another one. Karen Smith said, you can still do the scarecrow. The pumpkin witch is really cool. We will see. It's still on my list, so we will see. Ruru. Okay. Hi, Missy. Hi. Okay, she says her name is Ruth. So, hi, Ruth. She said, I really like the pumpkin scarecrow witch. LOL. I was thinking about a bowl of floating eyeballs and or gummy worms. You're amazing, girl. Thank you. You guys are gonna make me cry. Stay well, Ruth from Indiana. Um, are you new, Ruth? Because if you aren't new, then it's been a while since you commented. Because I'm trying to remember. I know I have another Ruth. Um, I like the idea of not so much a bowl of floating eyeballs, but the gummy worms. Because we've done some candies, but we have not done any gummy worms. I think those would be super fun. Alana Hawkins, what about some Indian corn with some corn stalks and some gourds? Just a thought. And I have been working on some appliques, Alana, involving some of those things. So those will be coming up. I'm just waiting on a good colored square. I think that slime green would have thrown off like the yellows and all of that. It would have been, I think it would have just bled in too much and wouldn't have looked right. But I have been working on some of those. And then Ranee at the Woolly Llama Shop said, what about a sweater? Everyone loves to wear sweaters in the fall except us Southerners. Oh, ugly Halloween sweater. Ooh, I like that. I like that. We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see what we can come up with. I think that is brilliant. And then Amy from Hooked on Wishing says, how about some yellow caution tape crisscrossing over the slime green? um, I like that idea, but I think yellow would bleed into the slime green too much. I think I would want that on a darker square. And if I do recall, there are some more darker squares in there, so you never know. So, I'm gonna screenshot that so I do not forget. And the gummy worms from Miss Ruth from Indiana. Um, a fellow Hoosier. For those of you who don't know, I was born and raised in Indiana. I am a Hoosier, but currently live in Middle Tennessee in the sticks. Okay, so what did I end up putting on the square? Well, I said one of you was onto something, and this is so funny. Sam, and it may not, well, I don't know if it looks like it was supposed to, but I used a couple different tutorials and trying to, no, I wrote them down. I thought I saved them in my phone like a screen. Sometimes I'll screenshot it so I remember, because if it's going to be a while, like when I'm working on an applique and I don't want to forget where I found it, but I had written it down on my little list. So I did little acorns. It's called the Mini Acorn Applique, and it's by Itchin' for Some Stitchin'. And it was a video tutorial, which was really quick. And then I also did a squirrel applique, and it was by Maria's Blue Crayon. Um, what I was talking about, I had actually done the the squirrel. I keep wanting to say fox. Um, the squirrel was in 5 pieces. You had the head, the body, the 2 little, mitts for the hands, and then the tail. And I had them in one of my little baggies in that little box next to my chair. And I was like, well, maybe I can use it because the colors will kind of pop on this green. And I was putting it on there and I was like, it's kind of blah. So I tried to find an acorn pattern, and everything was kind of big. And did I leave? Oh, for a minute there, I thought I had a pin still in it. Um, Everything was kind of big. And I was like, if I make those bigger acorns, they're gonna look like it's gonna make this look like a chipmunk. So, and he is so not the right colors. But to me, he still kind of looks like a cross between a fox and a squirrel. Um, so I made 2 of the little mini acorns, and I sewed one in and have his little hands tacked down, holding the one acorn, and then put the other acorn over here. I was gonna do a leaf, um, but then that also was making him look too small. So, um, yeah. So we did the little squirrel thing with 2 little mini acorns, and I will link the tutorials. Was Maria's a tutorial? I can't remember if Maria's was a tutorial or a written pattern on Maria's Blue Crayon. I will have to look because it's been a little while. Whichever one it was, I will link it in the description box. And the mini acorn, because I did that one last night, was a tutorial by the time I found that one when I was working on it. So there we go. Yep, I had to make him, he just looked too plain just sitting there. And then I thought about a tree and I was like, I don't want to. No, we're not doing it. We're going to do a couple acorns. And that was the smallest I could find. So the mini, and I think it'll work. So, and if anything, if when I'm putting my blanket together and I don't like it, I can always switch it out with another square or something. But for now, he's staying. So there was that. That was day 83. So let's do a drawing out of the Boo Box of Fate for day 84 and see what square we're working with tonight to have ready for tomorrow. Oh, let's see. Mix them up, mix them up. Okay, we're doing blue. I think we just did this one in the other batch of 10. Oh well. It's that kind of like a turquoise. So maybe a nighttime sky-ish. I don't know. What do you guys think? Um, put your suggestions or your guesses down in the comments and we will check them out and see. I don't know. I'm gonna, I don't know. I may look through my little cardboard box and see what's in there. And if nothing's striking my fancy, I'll look at my list of all the little guesses and suggestion you guys have done. So yeah. So there's that. This is gonna be for day 84. What you think, guys? Um, so I guess with that, I'm gonna let you guys go. And I will be doing another video later because this one's just way too long. And like I said, I was gone pretty much almost all day, most of the afternoon today. I had to go to Cookville today and I did a little shopping. I had to go up there mainly for coffee, my K cup pods, to get a couple cases of those. And so we kind of went a couple other places. So we will do a little video and see what I got. So I'm gonna let you guys go, and I will see you back later for that video. So with that, I love you guys bunches. Thanks for coming every day. And those of you who are new, thanks for joining us. I hope you're having fun with all of the shenanigans we're up to. And if you guys are working on anything fall or Halloween theme, does not have to be a blanket. It can be as simple as a dishcloth. It can be as simple as a coaster. It can be a placemat. It can be a pillowcase, a costume. Doesn't matter. Amigurumi. Because Ranee said that the CAL for our 100 Days of Halloween is not crochet along. She has switched it to craft along. So anything you guys are doing for Halloween or fall, even if it's a floral arrangement or you're painting pottery, there you go. Or sewing. Go ahead and send us pictures. Let us know what you're making. We would love to see, and we'll include them in a video. I'm going to do a video montage for Halloween. And so if you want to get them into me, I need them by the 30th. And I'm not sure how Rainey's doing it. I think she's just showing him in videos as she gets them. So with that, by the way, speaking of dishcloths, Rainey, I did watch your video while I was getting dinner ready. And if you guys haven't seen Rainy's video today, you will not understand. You need to go check it out as to why I'm saying challenge accepted. Yes, ma'am. I'm going to see what I can do. So with that, love you guys. Bye. Go check out Rainy. Go check out Patricia, and go check out Nova. Love you guys. Bye.